Let me start off just beginning to look at the scope of the issue. Number one, sexual addiction is among the fastest growing addictions in the country. The statistic here is dated 2001. I couldn't confirm for you if in 2008 it's still the fastest growing addiction. It is certainly one of the top addictions and among the fastest growing. Gambling has been competing pretty steadily in the last couple of years, and it may possibly now actually be fastest growing, but certainly sexual addiction is extremely common and among the largest of addictions in America. There was a survey done in 2004. What the survey results revealed is that over half of the participants that participated in that survey disclosed that they use online sexual activity just as a distraction from the normal daily routine. Just kind of from the day in, day out mundane things. I'm using some kind of sexual behavior online, be that pornography, cyber sex, using the internet to contact people for sexual activity, but somehow or another, I'm using my internet for some level of sexual behavior. 1 out of every 6 Christian women struggles with an addiction to pornography. 1 out of 6. Think of how many ladies you have in your auditorium on a typical Sunday morning. Think 1 out of 6. How many people just in this circle of fellowship within this auditorium, how many silently struggle secretly with their own addiction to pornography? Survey was done a few years ago specifically among just members of Churches of Christ. Again, it was an online survey, a fairly large number of respondents. I believe it was a little over 4,000 usable responses to the survey. But what they found is in the age bracket of 19 to 29, 70% of males in Churches of Christ report having a serious problem or serious struggle with pornography. Of that 70%, over half, 60%, report visiting on 25 or more separate occasions internet sex sites. On any given month, 70% of males ages 18 to 24 are viewing internet pornography. Do we start to get the idea that internet pornography just in and of itself, internet porn is a huge issue, very common struggle among Christians. 55% of 17-year-old females report having engaged in oral sex. 17-year-old males, right at 50%, report having been masturbated by a female. We get into just general high school age, 9th through 12th graders, almost half, 46% of high school students report having already experienced sexual intercourse. The largest group of consumers of internet pornography are ages 12 to 17. Now let that sink in a minute. That gives you an idea of what the largest group of people out there, who they are, using internet porn, ages 12 to 17. And by the way, it's not just guys, it's males and females. Survey was done back in the late 80s. The data was published in a book in 1991 by Dr. Patrick Carnes, who is probably the leading researcher, certainly the first leading researcher in the area of sexual addiction. What they found in that body of research was at that time, and again this was people who were reported being sex addicts or addicted to sexual behavior at this point, the late 80s. What they found among those individuals was that the typical age that their sexual behaviors began was age 10 for males, age 9 for females. What I hope these statistics are doing as far as drawing a picture is helping us understand that sexual behavior is a huge issue in our culture. It's a large issue in our churches, and it isn't just involving adults. Addictive sexual behavior is something that starts in early adolescence and can be a huge problem, a huge issue in the life of a young person, a Christian.